It is the mecca of Jamaica's cricket, but it's home to the Jamaica Premier League playoffs. Of course, it's powered by Digital. Welcome to Sabina Park as we prepare for quarter-final round action in the JPL. And it's Harbour against Arnett Gardens, the battle of former champions, the first game of a doubleheader this evening. It's not quite as warm as in previous times. In fact, it's just 29 degrees Celsius. Could be because the humidity isn't as high, and there's also a very strong wind here as well at 28 kilometers per hour. But for now, it's bright sunshine, and of course, a little bit later, those lights will turn on bright, shining on to the action here. Harbour making their way down the steps, looking to make an impact. They have been inconsistent this season. They just managed to get into the playoffs with 28 points, but these youngsters will be hoping to make a mark against the Arnett Gardens team a little bit more consistent this year. That's why they finished third, and they'll be hoping to wipe away a Harbour but they've always provided stiff competition, the Stars of the East, and both these teams are hoping to put on a show here at Sabina Park. Just to highlight the standings after 22 matches, of course, Waterhouse and Dundee Holden, they're the top two. They head straight through to the semis, so it's down to the playoffs for the next four, with Arnett Gardens facing off with Harbour and of course Mount Pleasant against Cavalier. Harbour, as I mentioned before, on 28 points. They had the same amount of points as Humble Lion and Activity Gardens, but they got through ahead based on goal difference. And so the first leg quarterfinals will be contested this evening. Harbour against Arnett Gardens, Cavalier against Mount Pleasant, and the teams will meet again Thursday night right here at Sabina Park, with Mount Pleasant and Cavalier being the opening fixture on that occasion. So of course both these teams would have met before Chris Taylor. The first time they met, Harbour and Arnett Gardens, it ended 1-1. They're going to miss Ronaldo Cephas.
Yeah, and this is what we've been seeing from Ronaldo Cephas all season, cutting in from the left-hand side and letting fly with that talented right boot. And that's why he sat at 5th in the Premier League standings with 10 goals on the season. And his pace and trickery in the flank areas really a real asset, as you said, to Arnett Gardens. And they'll miss that, even though they have so much talent to replace him coming off the bench. The experience and potency of people like Fabian Reid. And then O'Shane Staple late in the game with that equalizer. O'Shane Staple actually comes back into the starting lineup today after dislocating his shoulder a couple of weeks ago. And there was big concerns over him. Still somewhat concerned about how he will be balanced in terms of his play, O'Shane Staple, but that was a lovely header into the back of the net for a 1-1 scoreline.
Second game, Arnett Gardens a little bit more comfortable, 3-0 that scoreline.
And again, Ronaldo Cephas creating all kind of problems down the right hand side, this time on a ball inside the box to
Marlon Allen it was.
Yeah, Marlon Allen. Lovely finish for Allen, and as I say, he sits 6th in the Premier League table now in terms of goal scoring with 9 goals on the season. And yeah, Shandy James getting in the thick of things as well. This came to Kimani Arboin, and that was a lovely finish. And both these, well, all three of these scorers, we'll see them here today, and they will be hoping that they're just as potent as this against Harbour. That was a good finish by Arboin, who's had an excellent season so far, and his best season by a long shot in the Premier League. And then Fabian Reid, the man who scored some 59 goals in the Premier League so far. And yeah, back in the starting lineup.
Well, earlier, Chris, you spoke with the coaching staff of Harbour, Ludlow Bernard in particular. Let's hear what he had to say.
Ludlow, important results when it counts has been the thing for Harbour so far this season. And that's the mindset coming to a game like this, because it has been a roller coaster ride for you.
We emphasize consistency, because in order for us to go all the way to July 3rd or 5th, we have to be consistent. So, yeah, we recognize that in the past we have been Jekyll and Hyde, you know. But amidst all of that is really a great deal of shuffling of the team. So we hope that over the last 3 games we would have gotten it right to some extent, and would carry over some of that consistency into today's game.
Early in the season, a lot more shuffling in your team, but you would have to say no, that you generally have a strong core and players who are playing game in, game out.
That's
especially
correct.
likes up front of Murray. I know Lawrence coming in as well with Trayvon Reid.
Yes, that seemed to be the standout sets of forwards that we have that we depend on to really provide us with the goals, you know. But as I keep emphasizing, we need to be very, very resolute in what we do today. Against Arnett Gardens, we clearly have to be very, very organized. And of course, our plan really is that we're going to be organized, and then we're going to try and see if we can really catch them.
Ryan, this has been an interesting season for you. You're awarded today again with another start. Assess your season so far and your performance.
Well, I think my season hasn't been as good as I would want it. It has been an up and down season for me because of some injuries, some nickel in there, some injuries here and there. But I think I'm getting it right at the right time.
And you have an important role to play today, and in the centre-back role. You heard your coach talk about the need for resolute defending.
Yeah.
How do you see that job for you?
Well, leading is not something difficult for me because I'm a leader, and in this team, I'm one of the main leaders in the team. So I've just used my experience as much as possible and do what I have to do to get my team through this.
Trayvon Reed is our player to watch. He's definitely a star of the East.
Yeah, 8 goals on the season for Trayvon Reed. Top season for him. And as I said, likes to pull into that pocket in that real number 10 role, pick up the ball. Very good with his feet, Trayvon Reed, and dangerous from outside of the 18-yard area as well. His potency needed and his creativity needed for Harbourview this afternoon.
Well, it's now time to hear from the Arnett Gardens camp. Eric Radimakas is their assistant coach.
Well, Eric, you're back at the mecca of cricket, but for football this time, and this has been a ground that Arnett Gardens have had some good results throughout the season.
Yeah, we enjoy the stadium here at Sabina Park. The field has been pretty good for us this season, and I think the way we play it benefits if there's a good playing surface.
Obviously, you'd have lost the talent of Ronaldo Cephas. I mean, good luck to him going away. How does that affect the formation of the team going into a big encounter like this?
Well, you know, you like to play from the strength of your players, and when you realize, you know, you have a player with a lot of strength on the wing, you might now consider some other changes, some tactical changes. I think last match we already saw we have different varieties. We can play different formations, and we have players that can play on different positions and still have a quality that we need to win the championship.
Arnett Gardens over the course of history has always been a playoff team. How excited is the team coming into the playoffs now, qualifying handsomely and looking forward to this match against Harbourview?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you play 22 matches to pretty much start the playoffs, so it's really now back to scratch. You know, whatever happened in the season, I think more than once we see that number 6, number 5 goes on and wins it. So we forget about what happened in the regular season, and it's pretty much we start from scratch, and we're very confident and very excited in going into the quarterfinals.
And the national players back from Nations League duty, the likes of Earl Simpson as well, and good to see the experience of Fabian Reed coming into a lineup like this. Talk to me about the importance of both two at opposite ends of the pitch.
Yeah, well, I mean, in general, it's great for us as a club where you realise we have talent that can go further. To see Ronaldo Cephas, we had Shivani Willis early in the season that leave for other opportunities. We have now Earl Simpson, Eric Edwards get called up for national team. So, you know, as a coach and as a club, you're very happy to see those things. Even though it might mean, as you say, match day might have some less quality, but we're confident in every player that's on our roster.
Eric, this has been a big season for you. First of all, the transfer from Portmore to Arnett Gardens, and certainly between the sticks, you have been nothing more but solid than solid.
Yes, it's really a great change, you know, and just embracing it going forward.
Talk to me about how you feel about your national team call-up as well. That must be a big thing for your career.
Well, it's something I've been waiting on, and to just get the call was more than overwhelmed. And going there, a lot of experience. I'm going around like from Andrew Blake, and for the time I'm there, like I learn a lot. So I must be grateful.
Of course, the player to watch for Arnett Gardens is this young man from the parish of St. Anne, from Ocho-Rios High, Marlon Allen. He has some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, we spoke about him earlier. Now sits 6th on the scoring league charts. Just 20 years of age, Marlon Allen, and he's been an important number 9 for this Arnett Gardens team. His instinct as a striker, very good for the number 30, and some 9 goals and a brace in his last game against Waterhouse as well. So very impressive and coming in with a lot of confidence.
The teams will walk out shortly. You'll see the starting lineups and of course kickoff on the other side of this break.
So, talk them a talk, no action if you back. Enough of them stairs, so enough of them stairs, so enough of them stairs, so chat them a chat, me no play that no.
Just touched down in the airport.
track suit and my Air Force. All of my girl them love me. All the wanna.
It's almost that time for the kickoff. We're just a few minutes away from the teams walking out here at Sabina Park as we anticipate this first matchup. It's a battle of former champions, the Stars of the East against the Junglists. Wherever you're watching all over the world, thank you so much for joining our coverage here on the Home of Champions. My name is Donald Oliver. With me is Chris Taylor. And you can feel a little bit of the tension. I mean, it's not so tense. They are going to be playing over a couple of legs. But let's see what happens in this first leg. Maybe a little bit of caution we'll see from both teams.
I think Arnett Gardens will come out being very attacking, very aggressive. This has been a fixture they have dominated. That man, Kimani Adeboy, easily his best season in the JPL. He has 7 goals so far in the season. And as you said, flanked by other players in the starting lineup who have been scoring regularly for Arnett Gardens. As I said, dominating this fixture over the years, coming off a 4-2 victory against Waterhouse. They should be flying high in terms of confidence. That man has been excellent between the sticks, national team call-up. So the confidence coming from all areas of the park for Arnett Gardens. I'm not so sure about the entire team's certainty of Harbour View, and that's a concern for me for the Stars of the East coming into this matchup.
Because it has been pretty much stop-start for Harbour View, and they've been inconsistent so far. I get the impression that maybe they're getting closer to their best 11. We're not sure if that's what the coaching staff thinking right now. A mixture of youth and experience.
Interesting that Amal Knight starts on the bench, and Anthony Bennett, the young 17-year-old who was at Clarendon College a year ago, is between the sticks for them. There we see the national goalkeeper Amal Knight, who will not start today, and that's an interesting thing. That's Damian Hayati is talking to from Dumble Holden in the stands. But yeah, interesting stuff. But what has been consistent has been Arnett Gardens' dominance over Harbour View, and we see it there as well. This is only showing the last 4 games, but out of the last 14 games, only 1 victory for Harbour View, which was this 1-0 victory, a goal from Lovell Palmer in the 2021 season.
What a free kick it was as well.
Yeah, a beautiful strike it was. But apart from that, it's been Arnett Gardens' dominance, and we had a look at the 3-0 and the 1-1 earlier this season. 1 victory in 14 games. Arnett Gardens have been the nemesis of Harbour View.
And the question is, will they continue that way this evening? They have the youngsters, Harbour View, eager to make a mark. He has high ambition, that young man, Trayvon Reed. 8 goals to his name so far this season.
And 15 goals in his Premier League career. Trayvon Reed was a star at Kingston College in schoolboys, actively making the transition on loan to Harbour View. And yeah, really great season for him. The nephew of Roderick Reed.
So here we are at the start of the final chapter here. The playoffs begin in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. It's a battle of former champions. Harbour View, the Stars of the East, the Junglists, Arnett Gardens looking to roar. How will they take shape as the first leg of these quarterfinals get underway at Sabina Park? Arnett Gardens, they're back in the playoffs. It's a team that's used to being in the playoffs, but they weren't there last season. They would say that they're back home now. Christopher Mason will be in charge of this one. Richard Washington and Joshua Jackson will be his assistants. Alexi Perry is the 4th official.
Enjoy this.
play some good football, alright?
Rewarded for his excellent season, Christopher Mason, as he goes through the pleasantries with the captains, but he's had a solid season, aspiring to go to the highest level, Christopher Mason. And this is a sign that he's doing really well, solid on the field. Doesn't say much, Christopher Mason, but he's well respected by the players in the JPL.
Big skill.
Harbour View with their team photo. This is the starting lineup as we have it. Anthony Bennett in goal. O'Shane Staple, Shamari Dial, Ryan Wellington and Odlan Harding will make up the back four. In the middle of the park, Kasim Priestley, Jashawn Anglin, Sean Daly and Fillon Lawrence behind the strike force of Trayvon Reed and Colorado Murray.
And they'll be playing with a 4-3-3. Harbour View. Ryan Wellington coming into that centre-back role. That will be something to look for. Great to see Joshua Anglin in the starting lineup. And yeah, O'Shane Staple coming back at that right-back position.
Eric Edwards is in goal for Arnett Gardens. The back four of Ajuma Johnson, Joel Cunningham, Earl Simpson and Ezran Simpson, who will be playing up the right side of the defence. Shandy James, Marlon Martin, Fabian Reed and Romeo Guthrie in the middle of the park behind Marlon Allen and of course Kimani Arboine.
4-4-2 is what Arnett Gardens will be playing, as we said. No Ronaldo Cephas, no Gerald Neal. A bit of a surprise as well. But yeah, exciting team in the attacking vein of things, Arnett Gardens. This should be a cracker.
Gerald Neal played for Harbour View last term. Didn't leave on the best note. I just wonder if there's a psychological aspect of him not playing this evening
not being
for Arnett Gardens against his own club. Yep. We don't know of him having an injury, but let's see how his team will fare. Harbour View will get things underway here. And they'll be kicking towards downtown Kingston, towards the right. And
be ready! Be ready!
Arnett Gardens will be kicking up South Camp Road, further uptown, towards the Blue Mountain Range. There is Ludlow Bernard. Of course, I wouldn't say that he was downcast earlier during his interview with you, Chris Taylor, but probably just has a lot on his mind.
Yeah, he was very pensive. Not the usual lively figure, Ludlow, but as you said, this has been a tough matchup for Harbour View, and he'll be well aware of that as well, that they haven't been able to overcome.
Harding went wide, as just to continue that a little bit later on, and a chance for Harbour View that's blocked and went wide. They'll get the corner kick, but Fillon Lawrence over on that far side doing well to get inside the box, and his shot taking the deflection. He'll get the corner for his team.
Very skillful player coming up against Ezra Simpson. Committed early, Simpson, and nearly got himself into problems. We've seen Fillon Lawrence score a real cracker already this season. He had a brace the last time we saw him. Fillon Lawrence been in the starting lineup often enough for Harbour View.
Here's the corner kick, not a bad delivery, that's headed away.
Do you remember he was a player who scored goals for fun at Holy Trinity, and then went on to Jamaica College. Did score there, not as many,
yes.
But in a tougher system as well. The goals were shared a lot more at JC.
Well, ball over the top. Flag goes up though. Was in an offside position. That's Colorado Murray.
Remember him at Tivoli Gardens. Colorado Murray was a Golden Boot winner in 2016-17,
yep.
I think it was, with Tivoli Gardens.
Yep.
He then went to Waterhouse a couple of seasons later and scored 12 in a season, so he's been a potent goal scorer wherever he has been. Now at Harbour View, and he's coming, and was that missing jigsaw for Harbour View in the early part of the season. They were really missing a number 9, and he has filled that role well. Colorado Murray, a man who went to Excelsior in his schoolboy days as well.
Here's Arnett Gardens trying to turn on the thrills themselves. Harbour View, they've been really pressing the gas, and here they come forward again. Ball comes inside, not the best delivery there from Harding. Linking up with Fillon Lawrence over the far side was the Harbour View skipper.
Nice tempo to their game so far, Harbour View. not been something we have been able to say often, so it's great to see that they're taking the attack to Arnett Gardens, who have somewhat of a shifted back line, we'd have to say, because as you said, no Neil, Ezra Simpson playing in the wing back role. We're used to seeing Ezra in a central role.
Here we are. There he is. Simpson. Ball played to the edge of the box, and Johnson didn't quite anticipate that, but he tries to beat Staple and couldn't. Staple managing to get away, and Reed with the first touch, which is delightful as he goes by Cunningham, who does well to recover. There was a late kick out there on Sean Daly.
Let's go. Come on.
Marlon Martin pleading his case. Christopher Mason just making sure the players know that he's there.
One.
Just showed Adley to take this one.
One.
Here's the delivery.
That's a nice delivery. That was well defended though by Arnett Gardens, ensuring that none of the stars of the East got in behind him, but that was put into the business area by Anglin.
Phil and Lawrence doing well. There's Paul Tiga Davis. Another stint here at Arnett Gardens. Back in 2010, he actually gave Fabian Reed his debut for the Junglists. Back then we had the under-21 league as well.
What a move that proved to be.
Yeah. 60 odd goals after, he's still playing for Arnett Gardens, Fabian Reed.
For quite a few seasons he was a leading goal scorer for Arnett Gardens.
He was.
He's been very consistent as a goal scorer.
And against Harbour
Blacks.
And what's his name?
His nickname.
Okay.
Known as Parker Blacks. Fabian Reed, 58 goals officially to his Premier League career, 5 on the season, and a brace against Waterhouse the last time he took the field. He struggled with injuries this season, and so he's more times than not just had a few minutes off the bench. And asked to play a role behind the strikers today, so it just shows his versatility as he's gotten older and more mature. Fabian Reed.
Seems as if he's been around forever though, Fabian Reed.
Well, he has.
He's just 30 years old, funnily enough. Has scored 6 goals against the Stars of the East, which isn't a bad tally against one team in this league. Simpson trying to thread that one through. Arnett Gardens slowly but surely coming into their own, but they have to do some defending now. And just a little bit over-eager on that occasion. Joel Cunningham.
Joel Cunningham, one of the recent players into the Arnett lineup. Spent some time overseas as well. Joel Cunningham.
Staple with the throw. Reed. Not the best first touch from Priestley. Harding. The Harbour skipper utilizing his speed. Almost lost control. His team is in control though. Lawrence. Again, easy to get by Ezra Simpson, but couldn't supply the pass inside Lawrence. And there's a clip somewhere. Fabian Reed was in the midst of it. Remember the last time these two teams played, as we see the late challenge there on Reed. Cephas was giving Staple a hard time. And now Lawrence on that far side is giving Ezra and Simpson some issues.
And Staple was a concern for me coming in, because after dislocating his shoulder, the game he played after that, he gave away an own goal and just didn't look comfortable. His balance was not quite there because he was so timid in terms of the injured arm. Didn't want to extend it by any means, so it certainly affected him.
That lovely ball cross field and the ball inside the area. So Shamari Dyer just saying safety first.
One of the best defensive midfielders in the JPL this season, Marlon Martin. Not as creative as, let's say, the likes of Fabian McCarthy in that role, but certainly breaks up play very well, reads the game well, Marlon Martin. A couple man of the match awards to his name already in the 22 games played. And a difficult man to get around. Well, he'll certainly realise that as the game goes on, Colorado Murray. Marlon Martin wearing the number 8. This was a foul by Earl Simpson, who is just coming off national duty, called up to the Reggae Boys team. Was in the squad to play Mexico. Earl Simpson, former Clarendon College standout, played alongside Richard King in schoolboy football. Richard King also a part of the national setup and a part of Cavalier, yeah. Two young centre backs.
Corner kick now to Arnett Gardens. Ajuma Johnson would want to do over.
That's unusual for it to be so poor from Ajuma Johnson. Very consistent.
Lawrence switching the play well. Trayvon Reed striding forward now. It was a little bit predictable.
Wow, what defending that was from Earl Simpson. Top defending by the Arnett centre back. He almost knew what Trayvon Reed was going to do before he did it. Made it look easy.
I think in a sense Reed almost hesitated. He wasn't sure what he wanted to do, because for me he came off a little bit too slow with that play.
Yeah.
This is why I said it was predictable. Shandy James. Oh, wonderfully done. James put behind. Another corner kick.
Had to look careful to make sure it wasn't Ronaldo Cephas who had come back on the field. That's a Ronaldo Cephas move, just to push the ball around the wing backs and sprint past them.
He likes it too.
Yeah, good acceleration by Shandy James. Delivering to the box wasn't the best, but good skill to make it to the byline initially.
Another corner kick to Arnett Gardens. What can they make with this effort? There's a delivery inside and the header is over the top. Needs to have been better timed, I felt. Kimani Arboyne trying to get a proper connection on it.
I think he was trying to get as little connection as possible, actually. He just wanted to glance off the side of his head.
I think he probably came off his shoulder.
Yeah, he made too much connection in the end, so hence not able to find the back post. Good ball put into the near post though.
Ball punted long, but too long. Easily handled by the Arnett Gardens defence. Now they go the other way. Allen, haven't seen a lot of him on the ball. Rushing back, trying to intercept. Well, that wasn't the best ball forward from Colorado Murray.
And that was a woeful control by Shanda James. Almost giving it away yet again.
Murray's really playing deep, isn't he? Oh, Johnson, that's lovely. Ajuma Johnson trying to set up Fabian Reed. Both teams are a little bit sloppy with the possession at the moment. Yep, sloppy with the possession. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. Reed not agreeing with the call.
And what has happened to Arnett is they're slightly playing a different formation. Remember, Arnett used to play in the 4-3-3 formation because you'd have had Cephas on one flank and either Arboin or Clark on the right side. But now with two central players on, because Fabian Reed plays through the central role, as so does Marlon Allen, they have reverted to the 4-4-2, so that's playing with two centre forwards instead and asking Fabian Reed to play that attacking midfield role. But because of that, not as much width as we're used to seeing from Arnett. So for the time being, Staple and Harding having an easier time at it.
Allen, or Johnson rather, trying to get that one inside the box.
Yeah, because now Ajuma Johnson has to do all the work on that left-hand side in terms of the attacking play. Doesn't have a wide player anymore to assist him there, so he could probably sometimes sit a bit deeper.
Martin finds a space. Couldn't get by the second defender. There was an appeal for a handled ball there, waved off by referee Mason. Guthrie, too much.
He did probably make some contact with the hand, but I wouldn't be giving a penalty for that. I think the delivery should have been better from Marlon Martin. Here it is, playing much too close to him. Hands along the body. It actually didn't touch the hand.
Not at all.
Yeah, that was actually good defending by Dyer. You could see from before the ball was kicked, he tucking in his arms just to make sure that even if it made contact, it was alongside his body. Smart defending. Still say the ball should have been better by Martin, although it was on his weaker foot.
So not a lot of goal-mouth activity, but usually games involving Arnett Gardens, we tend to see some goals. So it's almost a certainty that we'll see some goals. In fact, the last time Arnett Gardens was involved in a goalless draw was back in the 2019-2020 season. It's been a minute. '19 was a crazy year on a number of levels.
Tell me about it. I don't think today will be the first since then either. I certainly expect goals here.
And it Gardens with a free kick. I suspect he's going to be a supplier.
Very talented left footer, Juma Johnson. Don't be surprised if he finds the back post with this. That will be aiming probably on running Marlon Allen or Joel Cunningham at the back post area.
Or maybe Ezra Simpson, who apparently wants to make a nuisance of himself inside the box.
Oh, that's good.
You called it early.
Aiming for the back post for the likes of Joel Cunningham, but yeah, way over kicked.
Wind took it over, I think.
Surprised that they haven't adjusted to the wind.
Yeah.
It's not come as a surprise, it's always been around. And they're kicking with the wind. So a chip like that is just going to sail out.
So corner kick to Harbour View.
Set up, set up. Hey, no, you want him, yeah. Hey, we have a mark. Step on.
Angling to take it.
Let's go!
This is your second corner kick. Here it comes. That should be a goal kick. There's a bit of confusion inside the box there. Harbour sends it across to James. His delivery was charged down. Here's Guthrie. Ezra and Simpson now. Johnson picks it up. Hesitated, I felt. But he earns his team a corner kick. Crowd filling up nicely in the north stand. Here's the corner kick, and the youngster Anthony Bennett collects first serious piece of action. Oh, nice touch. Wonderfully done by Trayvon Reed. Has two to support. Goes down inside the box. The referee waves it off. Probably went down a little bit too easily. Trayvon Reed on that occasion.
Tripped himself, Trayvon Reed. Good call by Christopher Mason. You could just see how the legs came up.
Here they come, Arnett Gardens. Ball delivered inside. Oh, that had to be a well-timed clearance there.
Kasim Priestley.
Yep.
Good move by Marlon Allen. Your most potent of the strikers remaining. Marlon Allen after the 10-goal Ronaldo Cephas being missing. But this was the opportunity here for Trayvon Reed. Good skill there to get past Earl Simpson.
I'm not sure if he tripped himself, but I just figured that he went down easily.
Look at what he does with his legs here. It's almost like a delayed fall. There was some form of contact, but then he delayed his fall and then purposely put himself over.
Felt like a log as well, so
yeah,
almost looked rehearsed.
Does have that tendency, Trayvon Reed, sometimes to go down too easily, looking for penalties instead of just playing the game, and if he's fouled, then he's fouled.
Yeah, naturally fouled.
Nah, exactly.
In other words, not the best actor. But I believe that there was contact. Here's Johnson's corner kick. Oh, not clear properly. Simpson. Here's the shot that's charged down. It was Guthrie on the edge of the area. We know he has a crack of a right foot.
Good attempt by the captain. He scored 3 goals so far this season. Romeo Guthrie has gotten, early in the season, got quite a bit of opportunities in that kind of area and fluffed them. And then 3 goals in quick succession for him. And that strike was on target as well, had it not been blocked. Just 23 years of age and carrying the armband of Arnett Gardens, Romeo Guthrie. Here's a corner again. Ajuma Johnson with that left-footed ball into the box. Wasn't well handled. Came to Ezra Simpson. Then the strike, that was on target for sure. Probably look at Bennett's positioning and thinking he was behind it. This was Reed here. There was some contact, as we say, but I think Reed, when he realized that probably the ball had gone a bit too far, just went over.
Martin gets it back. Guthrie. Shandy James Lovely stuff. The header though over the top.
Strong defending there by Dyer. Martin certainly got his head to the ball, but he was under a lot of pressure from Shamari Dyer. Good play by the centre back just to make it very hard for Martin. But here, as you see, that ball, especially from the right hand side, coming in now, causing problems for Harbourview. Shandy James with his little dinks into the box.
Marlon Martin there was well positioned, but here needed a little bit more physicality to command the header.
I think just at the right time, he also felt that shoulder from Shamar there, which I said was smart defending. Because that bounce just before you're going to hit the ball can throw off the header totally and your balance. So yeah, smart.
Arboyne.
That was a really good pass, but I think Shandy James didn't read it initially. They were a little late in moving.
Harding was on it like white on rice there.
That was good play by Kimani Arboyne. He has 1 assist so far this season to go with his 7 goals, but that was intelligent play. And had James been a little quicker to it, he probably would have been in with a strike to the far post maybe.
Dyer again doing enough and is required to bang this one upfield. He's been everywhere so far. Shamari Dyer, rated highly at the club. Probably deserved more games in my opinion, Shamari Dyer. Reed looking to switch the play. James had some difficulty on the afternoon sun in picking that one out. Cunningham to Martin. Lovely inside to Guthrie. Guthrie spreading it down. Shandy James looking for a good delivery. He was looking for something from the referee as he ran into the arm of Phil and Lawrence, who was doing some good defensive work, mind you, over on that far side. And here they come, Harbourview. Again, it's Lawrence who sends it across. Got a hand on it. Did Eric Edwards?
Good hands there by Edwards. Not sure if the player was attacking the back post would have gotten there in time.
I don't think so either.
But yeah, good pace by Phil and Lawrence. Certainly his speed on the flanks have been a problem for Ezra and Simpson, who at times I think sells himself short, comes out as far as the half line sometimes and goes into unnecessary challenges, which means he leaves a hole at the back, which so far Reed and Lawrence haven't made him pay. But you think if he continues that, it's just a matter of time.
Lawrence is quick, you know. Can get by him easily. Here's a corner kick. Not the best. Eric Edwards tried to start a counter-attack. Kimani Arboyne on it now. This is Fabian Reed against Staple. Staple wins.
Yeah, I rather think Fabian Reed in the central position. I think out wide he doesn't really have the pace to go around Staple in the same way of Asifas. You think of the 4 goals that Arnett Gardens have scored this season. 3 of them totally pace on the flanks, ball then coming into the box, into that hole, the diagonal pass and then the tap in. Only 1 of the 4 goals coming through the middle, which was a Shandy James pass wide. But everything else have been pacey runs down the flanks and then getting the ball in.
Murray, haven't seen a lot of him. Well, that was Daly rather. We haven't seen a lot of him either. Here's Reed inside looking to set back Daly. James almost pulled it off. Staple now. Needed a more purposeful pass. Couldn't thread that one through Trayvon Reed. Harding. Lawrence. Angling. Lawrence. Kept his balance. Referee says play on. I think the Harbour players were reluctant to play on.
Not sure why Trayvon Reed went back to that flank. He had Staple looking to overlap. He had Colorado Murray had pulled wide, and the Arnett Gardens defense was out of position if he had gone that way.
That was the aforementioned reluctance.
Oh.
Staple with the overlapping run. Very good collection by Shandy James. Wanted to do a little bit better with the distribution, but good work defensively. Reed. Well, that was neatly done. Marlon Martin was just showing his skills there. Or I think it was Fabian Reed.
It certainly was Fabian Reed.
Here is Johnson over on the right.
I did question his acceleration, not his
that
skill.
Was a high boot there, and the yellow card will come out, and it is going to be shown to Marlon Martin. That was dangerous play, it really was.
Yeah. No nonsense man in the middle of the park, Marlon Martin, but yeah, still have to have some form of control. Yeah, that was a nasty challenge on Staple. So he's gone through the awards already this season. It was the arms, now it's the legs. Bad challenge, high as well, just below the knee.
Glad to see him walking.
Didn't really follow through, to give him credit, Martin, which probably was why the card would remain at yellow.
Here's Arnett. Simpson, the Earl variety, to the other Simpson, the Ezran variety. They've had a difficult time penetrating the Arnett Gardens 18-yard box. What can they do on this occasion? Reed. Oh, couldn't get there. Colorado Murray.
Yeah, I think Colorado Murray frustrated, but look at the skill from Fabian Reed here. Coming deep. It's right over the head of Sean Daly. That was smooth as you like. Fabian Reed, yeah, he scored 58 goals, but he has a lot of skill as well. And a lot of experience. Fabian Reed, he'll need all of it today.
Johnson. Not good. Arnett Gardens faithful, usually in red.
And they're well followed, Arnett Gardens. Always get a big host when Arnett Gardens are playing. It's because of the brand of football they play as well. It's always exciting, Arnett Gardens. Usually a high scoring team.
Reed.
Come on, here.
Harding. 3 to aim for. Sims was in the right place to repel that cross. And the Guns get away with that one. Guthrie now. James. Arboine.
Allen
Lovely
offside.
stuff.
No, he's offside.
Yeah, he's offside. Allen.
We could see that from here, Donna. I don't know why Marlon Allen couldn't see it. It was so obvious that he had gone early, and he could see the whole line. Just needed to check his run a bit. I think that was irresponsible from the 20-year-old.
Well, it is the first offside call.
And had he just checked his run there, he would have had a clear pass from Kimani Arboine, and he would have been in, Adeline.
Good interception there by Martin. Guthrie. Oh, just lost his footing there at just the wrong time. Allen.
That's going to be a yellow card.
Yeah,
that's bad from Reed. I don't think he meant much harm, but yet the arm did come out towards the face, and that's a certain yellow card. And I think he knew it right away.
Yep, he did.
Fabian Reed. Here he was, just trying to put his body in front of that. But look here, yeah, you just can't put your fingers in the face of the player like that. Apologetic though. Certainly didn't mean any harm, but a bookable offence. Well, it would have been 1-0 by now, the last time these teams met.
Yeah, it would have been.
Marlon Allen had scored in the 17th minute. They went to half-time with a 1-goal advantage on Arnett Gardens.
These two teams are second-half teams by nature. And based on statistics, Harbourview, they, some 60% of their goals, 65% of their goals have been scored in the second half.
The 1 goal they did score against Arnett came in stoppage time of the second half.
Yep, and it was stapled on the score sheet.
Yeah.
So they are
that
second
helped.
half.
That helped the 65%.
There you go, it did actually. Arboine will get there. Couldn't find Reed. Probably should have gone early.
Yeah, I think so too. There were enough Harbourview players back to snuff out the ball coming along the ground, and it showed.
By the way, 35% of Harbourview's goals has come in the final 15 minutes of play. So
they really are
a team that leaves it late. And here they are late in the first half.
That cut-in from Phil and Lawrence becoming a bit too predictable now, so he hasn't been successful in his last couple of occasions. Maybe just needs to change it up a bit.
Come on! Come on! No foul!
Staple trying to keep that one in play. Well, it's going to be difficult. Almost 20% of Arnett Gardens' goals have come in the final 15 minutes of the first half. We have about 6 minutes or so to go.
Interesting stats, so a fifth of their goals.
Yep.
Wow.
Harding trying to skip by Simpson, who's grown in confidence on the right side of that defense. There's a lot to think about.
He's probably thinking that he would show you how to execute that 20% of goals scored in the last 5 minutes of first half. He was very good at goal scoring for Paul Teagat-Davis.
For Jamaica as well.
Yeah, at one stage he was a leading goal scorer for Jamaica before he was overtaken by the late Luton Shelton. Former Seba standout. Seba now Montego Bay United. Paul Teagat-Davis certainly knew how to be in the right place at the right time.
I was a fan of valid kickers actually growing up. Yeah, with Warren Barrett was between the sticks back then. What a rivalry that was, though.
St. James rivalry, yeah.
And valid kickers, yep.
Yeah, there are a lot of St. James teams at that time too.
James. Let me just call back the play to give some attention to our boy. He's all right. As we take a look at what exactly happened there, and Kasim Priestley went right through him.
Looking not to get a card, Kasim Priestley.
Ball sent inside, and the head is over the top from Fabian Reed.
That should have been a
good
goal.
chance. Yep.
That should have added to the 20% statistic for Arnett Gardens. And Fabian Reed, a man of his experience and potency, a free header there. And I'm wondering if was that Joel Cunningham might have thrown him off. I'm wondering if he was thinking it was a defender coming in to in there, Fabian Reed.
They weren't close. His eyes were on it.
Should have scored that though. Just needed to steer it on target. He was in the center of the goal. In terms of his positioning, that's a chance missed for Arnett.
They have another chance now. They're trying to send that one through. Reed couldn't get by Priestley. And Arnett Gardens now have to defend. And Daly trying to switch the play there. Couldn't get through. Allen deciding not to run into the space, makes the play to Johnson. Delightful ball inside, but Bennett had his eyes on it, although I got the impression that he probably wasn't aware of the full danger. But here's a dangerous move by Reed. Reed, was he pulled down? The referee says yes and points to the spot. Harbour, they have a penalty in the 43rd minute.
As I said, Donald, just a matter of time. Ezron Simpson yet again committing way too early. Not Earl, but Ezron committing way too early the number 3, allowing the space for Trayvon Reed, and this time poorly challenged. This was a previous play. Quick release here by Bennett. And then Trayvon Reed. He had Earl to deal with. Earl was one who committed a foul in the end. But Trayvon Reed made the most of it as well, I must say.
I think he had a better shot with the first.
Yeah,
with the first one.
It was an acrobatic fall. But yeah, Earl Simpson didn't try to play the ball, but it was all created because of Ezron Simpson taking himself out of position with a ridiculous challenge. Well,
it's going to be Trayvon Reed to take it himself. A minute away from the halftime interval. Can he put it away? Trayvon Reed. Of course he can. Of course he can. That's his 9th goal this season for Harbourview's number 10. He won the penalty. He scored the penalty. And we're seconds away from halftime. The Stars of the East ahead over Arnett Gardens.
Earl Simpson creating the infringement. Fresh off of his senior team call-up. But what a penalty this was from Trayvon Reed. His 9th of the season. His 16th in his Premier League career. And he's very clinical from the spot. That was in a far triangle. Impossible to save for Eric Edwards, who's had a good season between the sticks, and he was off his line early as well, Edwards. And well, had he saved it, the officials might have called it back. But yeah, well taken by Trayvon Reed, well earned. As I said, that just has to be something that I'm sure that's something that the coaching staff will have to say to Ezron Simpson, who is played in an unusual position for him because we're used to seeing him in the centre-back role. But I think, yeah, over-committing in terms of his tackling high up and just creating a lot of space for the likes of Lawrence and Reed. And with their skill and pace, they're going to expose the centre-backs, and they did there and won a penalty. If he continues, that won't be the only one.
Ironically enough, 20% of Harbourview's goals have also come in the final 15 minutes of the first half. But they converted their chance. And that's the difference. Aligans, they don't look as sharp though.
And it will still be confident. As I said, this has been a fixture they have dominated.
Johnson.
Since 2016, just one victory for Harbourview in 14 attempts. That came in 2021, a 1-0 victory.
Anyway, will do for Odell Harding. His teammate should get some attention now. I think that's Taper who needs the attention. No, it's Lawrence actually.
Paul Teagat Davis, as you said, pensive, has more to think about now, considering he's conceded. And just one loss. Lots of time left to get back in this one.
But in a world of balance, this first leg quarter-final encounter, and it's the end of the first quarter of this tie. Harbourview ahead by a 1-0 courtesy of Trayvon Reed, who's on the turf now, but he's responsible for the score, responsible for the opportunity as well as the goal. He converted from 12 yards, did Trayvon Reed, to get his 9th goal this season. And with that, the Stars of the East, they have the advantage.
Jamaica Premier League playoffs. We are live here at Sabina Park. It's Arnett Gardens against Harbour View. And Harbour View, after 45 minutes, lead by a goal to nil. The Premier League powered by Digicel. Let's have a look at the first half highlights. Christopher Mason in charge of this fixture. Harbour View on the front foot right away, coming forward. Phil and Lawrence with his trick with the X. Holy Trinity and Jamaica College star at the schoolboy level with a strike from the right foot. And it was well blocked. Arnett Gardens, they had a few corners of their own. That one was put into the box. Kimani Arboin over the post. Then Anglin with a ball in. Phil and Lawrence just couldn't control that, and it went out of play. A bit scrappy. Juma Johnson, another delivery into the box, creating some problems. It came to Everson Simpson, then this strike by Romeo Guthrie. It was on target but well blocked by this solid Harbour View defence. Phil and Lawrence, he created a lot of problems on the right side of the defence line for Arnett, and Eric Edwards pushing that away. It would be a similar opportunity that would create the goal later on, as we see Marlon Martin switching the play to Marlon Allen, who hasn't been involved enough in the first 45 minutes. Juma Johnson, good delivery into the box, good goalkeeping by Bennett in the end, the 17-year-old. Been a part of Harbour from the start. This is a goal now. Lovely play by Bennett to release earlier. Ezra Simpson, poor defending in my estimation to sell himself short. Allowed the space for Trayvon Reid, and an ill-timed challenge by Earl Simpson, fresh off of national duty with the Reggae Boys. Yeah, that was always going to be a penalty. Trayvon Reid, 8 goals before this. Into the far corner. Eric Edwards beaten, and 9 on the season for Harbour View's top goal scorer, Trayvon Reid. And number 10 for Harbour View, their most clinical man this season, the nephew of Roderick Reid, who knew how to score himself. And 1-0 after 45. These are the statistics. Some 2 shots, 1 on target for Harbour View, none on target yet for Arnett Gardens from their 3 attempts. 11 fouls and 2 yellow cards shown to Arnett Gardens from referee Christopher Mason. Harbour View have had 5 corners to Arnett Gardens 3. And the 1 save for Eric Edwards between the 6, but he couldn't keep out the strike from the penalty spot for Trayvon Reid. They have the majority of the possession, all of the goals. Harbour View 1, Arnett Gardens 0 in the playoffs after 45 minutes. We go to the break, but we leave you with match week 22, Cavalier versus Tivoli Gardens.
Let's take a look at the highlights. Not much to report. Tivoli Gardens had the majority of the possession as Cavalier started a relatively inexperienced team. Verdika Wellington efforts here, coming out the post. Maybe Jaden White got a slight hand on it. Back out to Wellington, and then this from distance. He took a while to react, Jaden White, in the 9th minute of play. What an initial effort that was from Wellington. And then this, well, it had a better result. White didn't recover in time and had to watch it go all the way into the back of his net. And that turned out to be the only goal of the game. Cavalier, they were a little bit shaky at the back. And, this effort, a little bit more from Keenan Simpson. A little bit more power was required. Cavalier stepped up in the second half. Kenroy Campbell, what a save that was by Nicholas Clark, diving full stretch to his left to get a hand there. It would have been a spectacular goal, but it was denied by an equally spectacular save. And then this effort from Leng. It was wonderful movement from him. It was straight to Clark. And then Webster. Clark doing enough there. Cavalier really tried to get the equalizer going. This one was just wide of the mark from Ainsworth. And that was pretty much that for this encounter. Welcome back to Sabina Park as we are moments away from the start of the second half in this quarterfinal. First leg quarterfinal between Harbour and Arnett Gardens. The Stars of the East lead by 1-0, courtesy of a penalty taken by one Trayvon Reed, his 9th goal this season. Nearly all of Sabina Park was quiet after that conversion. Most of the supporters here back in Arnett Gardens, and they have come out early, continuing their team talk from out the dressing room. And let's see if that will make a difference come this second half. They have a lot of work to do against this Harbour team. Arnett Gardens though did create quite a few chances though in that first half. They just weren't able to convert. There's their number 10. 9 goals to his name, Trayvon Reed. The difference maker so far in this contest. He's been a young leader. Matriculated from Kingston College on the schoolboy football level a few seasons ago. Under his tutelage as well, Lord Bernard. Now he's quite a force, Trayvon Reed, in this Jamaica Premier League. Lord Bernard still very much pensive though. Knows that a 1-0 lead over Arnett Gardens is basically nothing. Not until that final whistle blows anyway.
Has won all the trophies now at the high school, I was about to say prep school, at the high school level.
That's next.
Lord Bernard. So this stage, the next for him in terms of winning everything at the Premier League level, and I think this is where he wants to concentrate now, Lord Bernard. Talking with Donald Stewart, former national centre-back.
Stu Pease.
Foley. Donald Foley Stewart. Yeah. Damien Stewart was a well-known Stu Pease who went to Arden.
No, but I think he actually likes Stu Pease as well.
Yeah,
that's what I'm pretty sure he's telling me. Yeah.
No nonsense man as a player Donald Stewart was though. Went to Jamaica College.
My goodness.
Here's a Johnny Talbot. He also went to Jamaica College. I'm all night with him as well.
Seems if Harbour is making a change. Sean Daly,
wow,
who had a quiet game, comes off. Timar Lewis comes on.
Sean Daly, who at the schoolboy level was very good for Camperdown, scored 9 goals in his last season. It's 2 years now since he's been out. And well, he's off after 45, Daly.
Second half on the way here at Sabina Park. Oh! Was that a foul on outside the box? He remains down, Trayvon Reed. I'm sure he was clipped there.
Tamara Lewis will probably help with the creativity for Harbour Views coming on there, number 11. As we'll look at what's happened. Again, some poor defending. What kind of pass was that? Well, Earl Simpson yet again. I don't think he made contact with Trayvon Reed though, but I'd have to say maybe both players' feet were high. Earl Simpson's was higher.
Arnett looking for that equalizer, trying to switch that play to Shandy James. Here's Lawrence utilizing his speed. Earl Simpson did well to cover Ezran, but then inadvertently put that one into touch.
And that's a problem for Arnett Gardens. I just don't think Ezran is a natural right back. I think he's a centre back and not fully understanding the position. It's creating opportunities for Harbour View, and I think they've picked that out. So they're certainly pressuring his flank even more. Paul Teagat Davis and Eric Rademacher might be. They might need to make a change in that right back position.
Dyer was running away from the scene of the crime quickly.
I wonder if Arnett would almost be better suited going to a 3-man back line where they'll play with 3 centre backs and then ask the wide players to do the coverage. In fact, it must be said that 3-4-3 was a formation that they were used to, especially under Jerome Waite.
Ball played inside. Here's a chance for Harbour View. The shot from distance is well wide. Coming in from Joshawn Anglin.
Scored once already this season, Anglin. And he went to Kingston Technical before going into the MRC Academy. Spent some time away as well, Anglin. Talented player. Been at Harbour View now for a little under 3 years. Joshawn Anglin. Trying to find back that quality play, that quality ability that he shown earlier as a youngster, which got him the opportunities overseas as well in Florida.
Lawrence, Anglin, nicely done, wonderfully done, with the exception of the shot, which is well over. Lewis coming into the play, into the thick of things.
Yet to score so far this season, and he's been one of those players that London Bernardas wanted more from. Did start the season, Timar Lewis, a creative player.
Oh, here's a chance for Arnett Gardens. So Anthony Bennett was composed. Marlon Allen there with a big opportunity for Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, but look at this. This was poor defending here. Ball put forward was by Joel Cunningham. Not sure. Who was that there? Was it Dyer? Yeah, Dyer not the best. I think Marlon Allen might have been better suited going low. It actually looked like it was Wellington and not Dyer. Probably was in no position to put his head on that.
Here they come again. This one is... Ooh. That just missed Allen again.
Great ball put in by Ajuma Johnson. We spoke about that talented left foot. Marlon Allen, 2 chances in 2 minutes. Paul T. Davis off the bench. And we spoke about how good he is at getting in goal scoring positions, Allen, and how clinical he has been, and he should have finished that. It did come fast. Came in very quickly to him. But he just needed a touch, Allen, and it would have been 10 on the season. I think the chance before that he was trying to lob the goalkeeper Bennett, but Bennett was standing up strong. Should have probably have gone low.
This could be awkward. No, it isn't. Eric Edwards collects. There are going to be chances for Arnett Gardens. Here they are trying to make another one. Lewis doing some good work and then lost it again. Here's a shot that's had to be touched over the bar. Fantastic save by Bennett. Arnett Gardens working hard for that equalizer, but Bennett had to go full stretch to deny Kibani Arboin.
Good move by Arboin, cutting in on the right hand side. Good tip on it as well. It was probably going to sneak under the crossbar or hit it. Probably would have hit the crossbar, but no chance is taken by Bennett.
Here's a corner kick. At the back post is Simpson. They're appealing for a handball. Simpson in particular. It was always going to be difficult for him to get that one.
Another corner. Has scored already this season, Ezron Simpson. Yeah, of course, with the header as well. And did make good connection. Better deliveries being put into the box now by Arnett Gardens. Finding their teammates.
Johnson again. Here it comes at the near post again. Nice little flick there from Arboyne. Bennett saw it all the way. And it reacted well there. Arboyne picks it up. This is what happened before. Simpson heading that one. I'm not sure what he was appealing for.
Came off the foot of
exactly.
Greasy. Yeah.
And it is called football. Here's the delivery inside the box and put behind once again. Another corner kick to Arnett Gardens. They're applying the pressure.
Dyer covering. He's had a good game so far. Shamar Dyer.
There's the delivery inside. Lacking quality.
Just looking at their bench as well, Arnett Gardens, not the same level of potency to come off the bench as we've seen in previous games, because there's no Cephas today, so Reid is playing. No Stevie Clark on the bench. A bit of a surprise there. So there are a lot more defensive oriented players, so I wonder where, if they are needed, where the strike force will come from.
The players on the pitch will just have to turn up. They are creating the chances though, Arnett Gardens. Martin with the challenge. Anglin knew what he was doing there, and now he has to be careful. Gets a yellow card. Deshaun Anglin.
It's probably a good challenge by Juma Johnson, and then he purposely did that. Anglin bulldozed Guthrie did throw an elbow, and that probably wasn't seen by the referee.
No, it definitely wasn't seen by the referee.
Yeah, but the constant pushing from Anglin is what got him a yellow card. He initiated it all. So he needs to keep his composure here. Does have a lead. Just needs to protect it.
Nicely done. 3-4. Well, there's a fourth outside the box. Shandy James. Not the best first touch, but he gets away. James rifling it across. Harbour View defending well. Last touch off Reid. Lawrence. Reid. Nicely done. Trayvon Reid. Now on it. Fouled. Was he? Well, referee says play on. Arboyne on it, has some space to work with. Leaves the ball. Gets it back. Guthrie switching the play. Well done. James touches it inside. Allen needs more strength. Reed was fouled by Simpson. Reed has had it up to here on the fouls. Had a word with the referee.
Very high Simpson was on that occasion. He's the one who committed a foul yet again.
Anthony Bennett requires some attention. Or maybe just managing the game a little. Just dealing with this. I'll take it off his shoes.
President of Arnett Gardens, Mark Golding on the left. Former President Omar Davis on the right. Opposition leader for the People's National Party, the PNP. Mark Golding.
Trayvon Reed, the difference maker in this one, won the penalty after being brought down by Earl Simpson, then converted from 12 yards. Well done, made it look easy on the stroke of halftime. His 9th goal of the season, Trayvon Reed.
Johnny Talbot and Ludlow Bernard having words. 9 Premier League titles between these two teams. 5 times for Arnett, 4 times for Harbour View. A long-standing rivalry, these two teams. Do you remember when Arnett Gardens did the double 2000, 2001 and 2001, 2002? It was Harbour View they beat twice to lift those titles. So, yeah.
Here's a shot from distance that goes well over top. Timor Lewis started sprightly here since he's been on the clock at the start of the second half. Needs to be a little bit more accurate with his shooting though.
So you'd have to say that these 60 minutes so far haven't gone according to history.
Guthrie. James just lost it. Again, Lewis winning that one. Earl Simpson. Just too far ahead of Staple. James. Delivered inside, headed away. Angling back there. If Harbourview holds on, it will be their second win, just their second win in 15 games over Arnett Gardens. But the junglers seek the equalizer at the back post. It's Simpson! He was the one who rose highest there at the back post. And the flag goes up for offside against Trayvon Reed. They are coming closer, Arnett Gardens.
Good delivery yet again, looking for Ezra Simpson, who is very good in the air. Simpson, and won the header yet again. Might have been a slight push in the back there from Trayvon Reed, but it wasn't seen again. And that was on target. Good defending. We spoke about Shamari Dayan, who has been in the right place at the right time so far this afternoon, and it continues. Very good defending from the Harbourview centre back.
Yellow card will come out and is shown to Staple. Trying to mount a defense there. But like the DPP in recent times, not a lot of evidence there. Ball lofted inside the box, and again it's a header. Was clear by some way there. Joel Cunningham looking for his first goal this season, the defender. Anglin suffering from cramp. One million streams on Spotify. That song. Who knew it would have become that popular? Here's Harbourview. Trayvon Reed comes across, and Eric Edwards had to move quickly there to deny Colorado Murray. The game is now stretched. Intercepted by Timar Lewis. Oh, he was pulled back there, Phillard Lawrence. Free kick to Harbourview. The other guard is shown to Earl Simpson. Lawrence has been in the wars. Just confirming his yellow card.
centre-backs being exposed way too often for Arnett Gardens, and they just don't have the legs to keep up with the pace of Reid and Lawrence. As I said, another play in the book. Bit surprised that they haven't looked to adjust the formation on it, guys, because clearly as it is, it's just not working.
It's Timar Lewis. Lewis, oh, it had to be punched away. Angling, lofts it inside, looking for Reid. Arnett Gardens tried to counter on that occasion, but Harbour, they had enough players back. Lawrence couldn't keep that in play.
Routine save for Eric Edwards. Could build up again. This was a good ball, and that was a shot. But Anglin put back a ball into the box, which Trayvon Reid should have done better. He was actually pretty timid in terms of going for the ball. I thought he might have actually have tried to expose Ezra Simpson even further.
Oh, lovely ball from Anglin. Ball sent across and nowhere near Trayvon Reid. Staple, so lively. Just one player to aim for inside the box.
Yo, look up!
Lewis. Staple. Chance for Reid. Murray. Well, it goes the other way.
Yeah, Murray was late. I see what Trayvon Reid was trying to do, but I don't think there was enough space for Murray to get the strike. And I think that's what Murray was saying. Sold him a little short here, probably a little bit too soft, and yeah, definitely a foul by Murray and Earl Simpson. Good call, referee Mason. Murray has worked hard without much success. Hasn't had the best of service at times, Colorado Murray, but he's putting in the shift. Well, he's a bit lazy.
I think he was trying to control it actually. It was just too casual. Anthony Bennett. Now Arnett Gardens have a corner kick. Looking for Simpson again. But, didn't make a proper connection. Again, Arnett Gardens not too accurate with their passing in this game. Anglin. Ball over the top. Delightful. Colorado Murray is offside.
Good build-up play. Started with Colorado Murray with an intelligent back flick. And then went for the retrieval. And just went a little bit too early, Colorado Murray. He's had a good game. Good work when he put in. By their striker.
Guthrie. Martin. Harbour was trying to play it back to Shandy James, was lurking on the edge of the box. Oh, sloppy defending. It's Murray again! Oh, he's missed it! That's incredible! Inches away from his 8th goal this season, Murray. And only he can answer how he's missed it.
Poor defending yet again. Earl Simpson, just don't know what you're doing there. Didn't open up his body enough, Murray. And so his right leg came across the ball. Got a kick from Earl Simpson. Credit to him, Murray. He kept on going, but just couldn't get around the ball enough to open up the goal, and so he dragged it with the right foot. Would have had to have used his left foot to play it into the far corner, but wanted to go with the right, would have had to have gotten around it better. That was forced defending though by the Arnett Gardens number 4. They have been totally exposed so far this afternoon by this Harbourview team. Poor decisions, and they're probably lucky that only 1 goal conceded.
Well, Arnett Gardens could have been further behind. Now they have a chance still to equalize it. It's Harbour. It's Guthrie. It's Martin. Arnett Gardens will be making a couple of changes here. Marlon Matthew stays up. O'Neill Anderson is on. Favorite Reed is being replaced by Jaheim Thomas now. Angling. Murray again looking for a pole. Angling's delivery. Murray requires some attention again. Or it's Lawrence actually filling lines. A leg injury. Garth Stewart, they're warming up. Harbourview may want to reinforce the midfield. Dudley Bernard. Here's our SportsMax app moment, courtesy of the SportsMax app. You can download it today to keep abreast of a lot of sporting action. Arboin's effort and the wonderful save by Anthony Bennett. Just making the room there to let fly Kimani Arboin, and Bennett coming up with an outstanding save. That's our SportsMax app moment, courtesy of the SportsMax app. He's kept his team in it. Young Bennett. Oh, he's through and fires that one home. Arnett level. Marlon Allen comes up trumps. The boy who is winning over Arnett Gardens supporters' hearts with an emphatic finish. And finally, as far as they're concerned, the equalizer has come, and it's 1-1. Allen with his 10th this season.
He's been quiet so far in this game, Marlon Allen. Intelligent run yet again. And Shamar Dial's had such a good game so far, not the strongest of defending. And outfoxed by the 20-year-old Marlon Allen. And now he's in double digits. And Arnett Gardens right back in this one. And they'll be thinking to themselves, yeah, we're used to this. They'll be saying we always beat this team.
James inside, and Harbour view clearing, but only so far. Flag stays down. Arnett Gardens pressing. Arboin at the back post. Guy had a solid game before that. Fidel Lawrence is out for Harbourview as Arnett Talbot replaces him. Simpson with a long throw.
Interesting change there. Defensive change. So adding more stability at the back. Ludlow Bernard. What you lose is some pace going forward, especially in the wide areas.
Thomas was shown a yellow card, by the way. For miskick from Harding. Arboin ran out of real estate.
Just hasn't been able to maintain his footing today, Kimani Arboin. He's been slipping and sliding so much. He's not adjusting to this Sabina turf very well. Or Sabina grass, I should say.
Murray had a glorious opportunity to send Harbourview further ahead. Just minutes before that equalizer from Marlon Allen. How many times have we seen that in football?
foot is not in this spot. And now move. Move.
Well, the first game of the season saw Arnett scoring first and then Harbourview equalising late on. It's been a flip here.
Although there's still some time remaining.
True.
Staple with that equaliser first time around was in the 5th minute of stoppage time.
Based on Arnett having the momentum, you'd like to think that they are favourites now to go ahead and get the winner. Pushing players forward. They're the ones looking to make attacking changes.
Talbot back there as reinforcement.
Wasn't fully fit to start, the Johnny Talbot. I think if he was, he certainly would have been a starter for Harbourview. Been a quality man at the back for them.
Murray is upset. Signals that he needs to come off. Doesn't look too pleased. Tevin Scott is expected to come on and replace him.
Upset with himself for not scoring, Colorado Murray. Put in a good shift though. Definitely put in a good shift. Definitely as well should have scored that last opportunity, but he has worked hard, put himself on the line. He's run the lines, hasn't had the best service at times, but he's put himself in the thick of things as you would expect from a former Golden Boot winner, experienced man at this level now. And Tevin Scott, his replacement. Much more physical centre forward, you would have to say. Necessarily as good with his feet as Murray.
Arnett Gardens looking for the winner. Banged out of the area. Scott. Lewis. Delightful ball to Harding. Oh, almost got the keeper at the near post. Eric Edwards had to adjust and put it behind for a corner kick.
Yeah, the first touch from Harding wasn't good, and it forced him to then have to try and square the ball from almost behind him. Look at it here. Yeah, that first touch needed to be better. It was still a cross from Harding, but yeah, went towards goal, and that's why it nearly got out Edwards. He certainly didn't mean to go for goal, Harding. But what a lovely through pass that was.
Here's the corner kick. Oh, a bunch of Harbourview players running onto that one, trying to make some connection. One of them did, but not enough.
Into that 6-yard area. It was Ajani Talbot making himself a nuisance. Talbot. I guess you'd have to say good defending in the end. Didn't make it easy. Almost looks like a second game on the far side. That's the Mount Pleasant players warming up. They look like they have their whole academy here.
Here's Arnett Gardens again. Reed. Reed is about to launch a formal appeal, I believe.
Well, Reed almost being ignored by Christopher Mason. Almost like a tennis player who's barking at his box just aimlessly.
I think Reed was a little upset.
He was upset because he thought he got past the player, and yet again he was being held back.
Anglin's delivery. Anglin again. Hopeful ball up. Well, again, a bit of an argy-bargy here. Wondering if something was said to Simpson, why he reacted that way.
Well, I'm not so sure that Simpson had any right to behave like that.
Guthrie is the one.
Guthrie went in with a hard challenge. Yeah, but Guthrie went in with a hard challenge. I don't think Wellington did anything wrong initially. Wouldn't have seen Guthrie coming because it would have been from his blind side, and Ezra and Simpson, well, I would guess ill-timed like so many things he has done so far today.
And another yellow card was flashed.
Yeah, Wellington is getting on as well.
Yep. This match has been heated. 6 minutes of stoppages to be played, mind you. Lewis running out of room. Harbour trying to beat Harding. Harding insisted that it came off Harbour. Simpson. Guthrie. Ball sends inside. At the back post is Arboyne. Arboyne. So many candidates for the MVP, Chris.
Trayvon Reed has had a good game. He's scored a goal for Harbourview. You can't forget that, I guess, Marlon Allen has influenced, well, if the result remains as is, he would have had a major influence at the back end, even though a lot of the game he was pretty quiet. Trayvon Reed has been involved right throughout. Yeah, sometimes a bit attitudinal. Earned the penalty, converted it, but he's also been a real bother for Arnett Gardens, so he would be my favourite based on what I've seen. I thought Shamari Dyer had a very good game up to the point of the goal,
which he couldn't know nothing about.
Well, I thought his defending was a bit weak and allowed Allen to get in. That should have been stronger defending. At no point should an attacker be able to get that ball in that position from you as a centre back, especially if you're in control of it and it's within your zone. I thought he got his body position badly and allowed Allen to sneak it away. In fact, at one stage it was miscommunication between himself and I'm not sure who else it was there.
I think it was Wellington actually.
Wellington, yeah, Wellington. So
Wellington was beaten easily for that goal.
But apart from that, Dyer's had a good game.
Yeah.
So was this man, by the way, Christopher Mason.
Can't give him the award though.
No. I don't think he would accept.
James, oh, what a challenge from Staple. Brilliant stop from the defender.
Agreed, that was a really good challenge.
Scott lost it. Guthrie, Simpson, can Arnett Gardens go ahead? Simpson still has it. Lovely stuff. Was Simpson offside? He was.
Who's had a pretty decent game as well has been Ajuma Johnson, actually. He's put some really good deliveries into the box. In fact, it was his pass that set Marlon Allen free in the end. So from the Arnett side of things, Ajuma has been pretty good. I mean, it's expected with his talented left foot, but nevertheless, a lot of good deliveries into the business areas, the 6-yard area, the penalty spot area. He's taken the corners as well. So good to mention him, but I think Trayvon Reed are ahead of them. Oh, he's ahead of them.
So he has been,
especially if it remains here at 1-all.
Yeah, especially. A minute remains. Reed. Not the best pass to the skipper. Carboyne. Moments away from this game being called off. Here's a shot from well outside the box that goes wide, and that should be that. That is that. They were just a few minutes away from registering just their second win over Arnett Gardens in 15 matches against them. But Arnett Gardens fought their way back after that Trayvon Reed opening goal. Marlon Allen was on the score sheet, getting his 10th goal this season after Reed had picked up his 9th. So we're back at where we started, with both these teams level, heading into the second leg come Thursday night here at Sabina Park. After 90 minutes here in the first leg quarterfinal of the Jamaica Premier League. It's Harbour 1, Arnett Gardens 1. take a look at the full-time highlights. Arnett Gardens had a couple of chances early, and Harbour had to do some defending. Here's a shot from Guthrie that was blocked. Philon Lawrence was very good at the other stages, and that had to be put behind by Eric Edwards. Arnett Gardens, Allen finding Johnson, who had a good game, and Anthony Bennett skipping across to collect, and then he started the counter. Trayvon Reed from in his own half, making the run, getting by Ezra Simpson, and then Earl Simpson, who would eventually bring him down. And that was an easy call for referee Mason. And Reed with a conversion from 12 yards. In the 45th minute, Reed getting his 9th goal this season. And the Stars of the East were 1-0 up. They deserved that lead. They really did. Impressive first half. Arnett Gardens showed more ambition in the second half. Allen trying to chip the keeper there, couldn't get by Bennett. He'd be more involved. This one was whipped across by Johnson. And Arbwine took a shot that had to be parried over by Bennett. This one, nodded down by Simpson, was cleared off the line. Lewis's effort on target, and then the follow-up by Anglin. Trayvon Reed couldn't quite put it away. Colorado Moore with a big opportunity here, missed the target, could not believe it. And then the goal. Real hustle from Marlon Allen, and look at that. He really buried that one to get his 10th this season. The boy from Ocharias High firing that one, the 20-year-old. Emphatic finish. You remember this one? Rifling that one through. Too quick for Bennett, and boy wasn't he relieved. Harbourview, they had 4 shots on target, 1 more than Arnett Gardens, who committed 10 fouls, 3 more than Harbourview. Arnett Gardens had 7 corner kicks, 2 more than Harbourview, who had the majority of the possession of 52%.
9 goals so far. How do you feel about today's game and your performance?
For me personally, today was a very great game. For me personally, today was a very great game. You know, from a team perspective, I think we have done very well coming to this. As you may know, it was a difficult one coming to this playoff, and I think we're going to get there. I think we got all it takes to get there.
And I can see you had a lot to say to the officials today. Certainly a grueling game. What was some of the things you were saying to the referees? You thought you were being done a hard job.
Yeah, at that point in the game, I think they were, all the players were holding on to me. So at that point, I think most of the times I deserve some call, you know.
All right, excellent goal today from the penalty spot. Trayvon, continue to perform well. We look forward to seeing you on Thursday.
Same to you.
Trayvon Reed there, our man of the match. 9 goals on the season for the Harbourview number 10. And nephew of former reggae boy Roderick Reed. Paul Teagat Davis joins me. Teagat, you feel maybe Marlon Allen should have been at the podium. How do you feel about the Arnett Gardens performance overall?
I think it's a game of 2 halves. You know, I think in the first half, the Harbourview guys, and they put on a good show. You know. Second half really belonged to us. You know, we came in our own, got all the post and goal that could have drawn the game.
How much are you missing the pace, trickery, and goals of Ronaldo Cephas?
It is a mistake, you know. But we have to learn to adapt and change. And that's what we're trying to do right now. I think, if we just continue to work and figure out about Cephas and work on our own strategy, you know, I think we can sky this team right through.
And when you look beside you on the bench there, obviously, if the starting team are not getting it done, do you feel you have those kind of changes off the bench to make a difference?
We have players can come in and make an impact, you know, maybe not like the CFAS and but this is football, and it's part of football right now. Anything can happen. Stars can just pop up anytime right now, and we have some young players. Hoping they can come and just be that person.
Alright, Tigat, it's always exciting to have Arnett Gardens here, especially at the Mecca Sabina Park. All the best for Thursday.
Yeah, man, and again, crime and violence have to stop.
We have to see it stop. Paul Tigat Davis there, former national striker, head coach of Arnett Gardens. Ludlow Bernard now comes in, head coach of Harbourview. Ludlow, assess the Harbourview performance, maybe a good result at the end of 90 minutes, or a fair result we should say.
Yeah, it is a fair result, but I don't really think it justified the run of play, We clearly had the better opportunities, and probably young Murray should have converted and really given us that cushion,
You came out the better team, especially in the first 45 minutes. Do you think you should probably have had more goals to represent that after 45?
Yes, we probably were a bit tentative. We came with a game plan, and I think it was working, but you really want that confidence to just go ahead and just hit that nail. Trayvon eventually took it up on himself in a few instances, and along with young Phil and Lawrence, and of course both of them really did get some inroads into the Arnett defence.
All right, and looking forward to Thursday, anything you would be looking to tweak? How do you feel about young Wellington coming into that defence line as well, and Staple coming back from injury?
Well, Staple, yes, it is good to have him back. As you really realise, we really held him back here today and stuff, depending on the person's forward to really do the work, Talbot is there as an option as well, Unfortunately, just as about to put him on, the goal scored. But such is life. We have a good unit, and we intend to use up the best of the players.
All right, Ludlow, we look forward to seeing you Thursday. We know this has always been a tough matchup for Harbourview.
Yes. All right.
All the best.
For the 1-1 draw heading into the second leg on Thursday.